My name is James Wilson Dowling. I'm 73 years old. 72 years old. My wife just screamed me. 72 years old. I was born in Barnwell County, South Carolina, to a little Geechee woman. Her name was Naomi Wilson. Her father was Jim Wilson. I'm not sure whether I am sure. Eloise Wilson was her mother. My grandfather, Jim Wilson, married Eloise Wilson Thomas. She had two daughters from Mr. Thomas. My mother was the youngest kid. There was Maddie Thomas Odoms, Lee Thomas Young. They were raised on a farm, and that farm contained 22.9 acres of land that belongs to my mother, Naomi Wilson. My mother died when I was 15 years old. And on her deathbed, she told me to go back to Carolina, tell her sister, Maddie Thomas Odoms, to give me the deed to the property that she had left for me. My Aunt Maddie told me that my mother was nobody. So I was drinking at that time. I was hanging drywall. I was making $2,200 a day. So I had plenty of money in my pocket, driving a coupe Cadillac. I ignored it. Didn't pay it no attention. I came on back to Florida, and I've been in Florida ever since. Now, I'm 72 years old, and I finally decided that I want what my mother left me. And I think that's my right. I've had a lot of things that was taken from me as I came up in this world, that I've lived through. I've lived through my cousins enjoying the money off the land. My sisters enjoying the money off the land. Now it's time for me to go to Carolina and get what's mine. I was the only black in the union doing drywall work out of 5,000 members. I was hogtied and tortured January 3rd, 1987 by the Lake Worth Police Department. Yes, and when I say hogtied, I mean my hands were cuffed behind my back. My feet were cuffed. A rope tied my feet and hands together. I was commenced to shoot a shot in my neck and my right shoulder with 290,000 volts from a stun gun repeatedly. I have a CPK. Anyone with medical knowledge know what a CPK is. I had a CPK of 680, where my heart was literally supposed to explode. Yes, my heart was literally supposed to explode. It shrunk every nerve in my body. I've had a total of 31 surgeries. And believe it or not, the attorney lost the case. Yes, lost the case. My case was tried in Broward County, Florida, in front of Judge Zock. Yes, Judge Zock. Judge Zock told my attorney, Keith Krasnoff, not to practice street law in his courtroom. I didn't have a lot of street knowledge, so I didn't understand that the judge was telling me to fire the attorney because he wasn't working on my behalf. You live and you learn. Keith Krasnoff was my attorney at that time. Judge Zock told Mr. Krasnoff, Mr. Krasnoff, how would you like if you were tortured just for the color of your skin? For the color of your skin, and you was a better worker. How would you like it? My attorney, Mr. Krasnoff, did not reply. Yes, he lost my case. He intentionally lost my case. But I was set up. I mean, to show you how slow I am. Yeah, just to show you how slow I am. White dude, they put a white dude working with me on the job. But I was working by myself. And I could handle that board by myself. That's just how good I was. And I trusted the dude. The dude got my confidence and told me, I want to come over your house. Let's go get a 6-pack of beer. I said, okay. I didn't realize it was a setup. Yeah, it was a setup. The dude came and picked me up. I got in the car with him. And as soon as we pull off, we got a block away from the house. Police pull up behind us. I'm on the passenger side now. He's the driver. He threw a beer out over me. We hadn't even got to the store to get the beer, so I wasn't drinking anything. They snatched me out the car, arrested me. Ain't said nothing to him. Arrested me. Took me to the Lake Worth Police Department. Handcuffed in the rear. Put me in a holding cell. Handcuffed in the rear. Then commenced to coming in there, handcuffing my feet, shooting me with a stun gun in my chest. I fell to the floor. They handcuffed my feet, took a rope, tied my feet and hands together, commenced to shoot me in my neck and my right shoulder with the stun gun. The guy in the cell with me, when I woke up, he told me my body was bouncing up and down off the floor like a basketball. He said, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. He said, your body was bouncing up and down off the floor like a basketball. I was 37 years old. 37 years old. Hanging a house a day. Hanging 250 bowls a day. Correct. 250 bowls a day. Correct. There was nobody could touch me. No one on this earth. Making $2,200 a day after I paid 2 men that was working for me. Yeah, I had 2 men working for me. 2 helpers. 2 helpers. 2 helpers. And wow, man, it hurts. You know, it's very painful for you to work hard and not be a criminal and not be a drug dealer. But the whole time they was shooting me with that stun gun, they was telling me, didn't we tell you to stop teaching other blacks? We don't want you teaching other blacks drywall.
No, he did not say
And I'm going, you don't want me teaching other blacks drywall? We told you to stop teaching other blacks drywall. If these young black brothers knew how much money was in drywall, they wouldn't be on the corner selling drugs. They would be trying to get into the drywall game. Any brother out there want to become a millionaire overnight, get into the drywall game. Get into the drywall game. You got a little money, get into the drywall game. You can become a millionaire overnight. 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 I was a C&D student making $2,500 a day. C&D, I was slow. I'm still slow. I'm still slow. I'm still slow. I'm a country boy. Like I said, I'm from South Carolina. I got up 5 o'clock in the morning and plied a mule before I went to school. I picked cotton, watermelon, cantaloupes. You use those 3 fingers there to go into that boll weevil and pull that cotton out. Use those 3 fingers to go into that boll weevil so that boll weevil don't stick you, and pull that cotton out. That's right. I could pick 150 pounds a day before I was 15 years old. So, only thing I knew was hard work. But to say this, I've been through hell in my life. I've been through hell in my life. I've been through hell. And for them to take the only thing I had going for me and break my heart. If it weren't for my wife that I'm married to now, Miss Carolyn Dowling, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. So I want to thank her ex-old man for getting on crack. Because if he'd have never got on crack, I'd have never scooped her. He got on crack and ran her away. I didn't take her from him. He got on crack and ran her away from him. That's how I wind up with her. So, hey, God is good. I'm in pain as I speak. I can't walk up straight because of my back. But I'm putting this out here because it's my life. It's my livelihood. It's my story. It's my truth. For the ones who don't understand me. For the ones who wonder why I stay to myself, why I don't trust people. Because I've been through something. I've been through hell and back. I've been to hell and back. I've been to hell and back. If there's a hell, then I'm living in it. I'm living in it. I was 37 years old when they hogtied me and tortured me. I'm now 73 years old. And I'm in more pain now than I was after they did it. I got a rod in my back at L5S1, a damning rod. I got sciatica in my right femur that goes down to my toes. I don't sleep. I've had neck surgery twice. I've had right scapular surgery. I need left scapular surgery. I've had carpal tunnel surgery bilateral. That's the carpal tunnel. I've had ulnar nerve surgery bilateral. I had both of my big toes cut, all from the stun gun. And when I go to the doctor want to know, when was I injured? I was in January the 3rd, 1987. I'm not going to lie. I was in January the 3rd, 1987, when I was hogtied and tortured. It's the only injury I got. And I was charged with littering a beer can. Littering a beer can onto the public streets. That's what I was charged with. Littering a beer can onto the public streets. A beer can. No, them redneck crackers, it was in Lake Worth, where they wore the sheets at. The KKK, the Ku Klux Klans, they wore the sheets back then. I don't know whether they still wear them now, but then they wore the sheets. They wore the sheets when they hogtied me and tortured me. Oh, they tried to kill me. They tried to kill me. And just the Lord saved me. I don't know what his purpose are for saving me, but it got to be a purpose behind it or a reasoning behind it. I don't understand why he saved me. I don't understand. I don't understand why he saved me. What did he save me for? What was the purpose of him saving me? What was his purpose? I don't get his purpose for saving me. I truly don't. I do not get his purpose for saving my life. But he did. I don't sleep at night. I'm in the bed, but I'm not asleep. I usually watch television all night to 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I may nod at 7 I may get a wink at 7. By that time, they pulling a bus up under my window that wakes me up. Yeah, all of a sudden, they got a bus up under my window, 6:45 in the morning, when I finally get the opportunity to doze a little bit. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't know whether I got anything else I want to say tonight or not.
No, you did not.
Oh, yeah, my dad. Getting back to my dad. He wasn't a very good man at all. At all. He beat the crap out of me and my mom
Tell people that.
because he swore to God that Master was my daddy. Because my mother folks were very fair-skinned. They were very fair-skinned. And apparently when I was born, my mama told me that all she had to do was put her hand in some water and rub it on my head and my hair curl up. So I had to be a little red child. But living here in Florida, I done got choco, just like everybody else. But this man beat the shit out of me and my mama. I got 33 stitches in my left femur. That's my left thigh. Where he beat me with the slats from under the bed. Because my sister and I were fighting over some bread. We were fighting, and he beat me with the slash from under the bed. I ran up under the bed to hide because I didn't want him to beat me. He picked up the bed, threw the bed down on top of me 2 times, then commenced to beat me with the slats. I wound up having a bone cyst in my left thigh, which is my left femur. I don't know what he told the people at the hospital. What he told them had happened to me. Because they did surgery on my left thigh, and he didn't go to jail for it. He definitely didn't go to jail for it. They didn't have child abuse back then. But no kid should have to fight over rice and butter sandwich between 2 slices of bread. That's just damn poor. No kid should have to fight over rice and butter between two slices of bread. No kid should have to do that. Then this son of a gun, he took my mama out on the dumps when she was 9 months pregnant. Beat her unconscious with a baseball bat. Left her out there to die. The lady who I thought was my aunt, I found out after she died, she was my grandmama. She went out there and found her. That was my Aunt Celie. She went out there and found her and took her to the hospital in Delray. And on her deathbed, she made me forgive him. She made me forgive him because she told me if I killed him, he was my father, I would never get over it. If I killed him, I would never get over it. She was right. I didn't kill him. Matter of fact, I buried him. I buried him. But she had twins in her. And the twins died. Yeah, twins died. Not just as my mother died, the twins she had in her died also. Yeah. And I think that ate him up until the day he left this earth. Because he turned into a stone alcoholic. He was an alcoholic to the day he left this earth. And I believe that's why. I believe that's why. And you know, I love that food. Yeah, I did. I did. One thing he did, he kept me out of prison. He made sure I had a job. He made sure I worked. And he introduced me to drywall. I'd have never got into drywall if he hadn't introduced me to it. Yeah, he introduced me to it. And I took it to the next level. I took it to a level that he didn't take it to. I made more money off it than he did. And he was good at it. But I was better at it. I was better at it. I respect them for that, for teaching me a trade. I respect him for keeping me out of prison. I was afraid to get in trouble. I was afraid to do what other kids, them other niggas do. Because I know he whipped my ass. Yeah, I did. Ain't no shame in it. Well, that's about all I got to say for tonight. I'm going to end this with these young kids these days. Only thing they're doing is playing these games. They're computer smart, but they don't have common sense. They don't know what it is to go on a job and make an honest living. They don't seem to know what hard work is. They seem to always have their hands out, looking for a handout. I don't know what to say. It's just that I've worked hard all my life. I've always did what was right. I've always treated people with dignity and respect. I've always bent over backwards to help people. Perfect example. I've been over backwards helping my sisters. But when I needed help, I couldn't get none from my sisters. Especially my baby sister. I asked her for a place to stay when my first wife and I separated. I asked her, could I stay at her crib? She just flat out told me no. I wasn't on drugs. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a rapist. I was just her brother that I had bent over backwards doing it for her. doing for her. Yeah. Now that hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. When you bend over backwards for your sisters. Perfect example. My sister didn't even know my granddaddy. Didn't know my granddaddy. Went to Virginia. Got my granddaddy, brought him back here. She had to fool him. She would bring him to see me. And she got him here. She never let me know he was here. She never let me know he was here. Until he died. Then she let me know he was here. Because she knew that granddaddy was going to give me his property. I'd have been the only one granddaddy would have gave his property to. And she knew that. Yeah. It's amazing how family will do you when it comes to money. When it comes to money, family don't give a damn about you. When it comes to money, family do not give a damn about you. You hear me? I'm telling you from experience. All I did for my sisters, gave them cars, gave them money, made sure they had. Hell, I'm making $2,500 a day. Made sure they had. Now, Esther did. She did give me a place to lay my head. I have to give her credit for that. But she turned her back on me when it came to my grandfather. She got my grandfather's house right now. Right now, as we speak, 2023. Yeah, as I'm recording this video, she got my granddaddy's house, his property, and all. Yeah. I ain't gonna fight her about that. I ain't gonna fight about that. Because I knew it from the shadow of a doubt. I was the only one my grandfather knew. I was the only one when I saw my grandfather. I was the only one who did anything for my grandfather. The last time I went and saw my grandfather, I couldn't get him to leave the house. So I wasn't gonna force him. If he didn't want to leave his house, he didn't want to leave his house. I couldn't get him to go out to dinner or nothing. So I came on back to Florida. don't know how she found out Granddaddy was up there in Carolina, in Virginia. I'm sorry, in Richmond, Virginia. I don't know how she found out he was in Richmond, Virginia. But however she found out, she went to him. And she got him down here to Florida. Only way she could have fooled him to come to Florida is she was taking him to see Jane. Because she made a statement to me the whole time he was at her house. He kept asking her, "Where is Jane? Where 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 is Jane?" And the only reason she kept him from me is to get his property. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing as to what your family will do to you when it comes to money. When it comes to money. Wow. Man, it's unbelievable how your family treats you when it comes to money. When it comes to money. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is absolutely amazing. All I did for my sister. All I did for my sisters. All I did for my sisters. I never thought we came from the same mama. That my sisters would do what they did. To me, it's like I don't even exist. You know? Wow. Man. You cannot trust your family when it comes to money. Your family do not give a flying fart about you when it comes to money. That has been proven without a shadow of doubt. No doubt in my mind. Wow, I'm through for the day. Oh.